Amber Adams, Director for Team Shout It Out here. I'm here today to talk about bag parties. Bag parties are one of my favorite income producing things that I do in my business because these are just like employees that you can send out to do your job for you. Like, how awesome is that? And this is also something that you can use as a business building tool for your business because having the product in their hand, your host will see if the Scentsy Life is something that they would want to pursue or not. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. I'm going to show you my Big Mama Jamma today. I do have different variations. All of the paperwork and materials on the inside are the same, except for the products that I include and the testers. Not every bag party that I have is like this. I'm just showing you every single thing that you can put in there, which you could add other stuff in there that I don't even add in mine. So these guys, I actually got these at Scentsy Family Reunion. I actually got two of these because it was me and a guest. So I have this huge Scentsy bag, and you can get this in the Scentsy Family store. This will hold every tester in here. So this is what it looks like from the outside, and then when you open it up, and I have different ribbons on mine to let me know which one is which, because like I said, I have different versions. So open it up, and on the top I always want to include something like this. Now I do have a few things in here laminated because I use them over and over and over, and it's better for me money wise to laminate them and reuse them than to just print them new every time. But I have this on the top. Now, I love Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is one of my favorites. Aside from loving Christmas and dogs and Hanson, I'm a Hocus Pocus girl. So, I have the Sanderson sisters here, and I just have a little message. Much like the Sanderson sisters, these testers will melt if you leave them in your car. And I charge $20 for melted testers if they are brought back to me in a deplorable condition. So this is something that you can add in here, and I always make sure to tell my host about this. I'm like, listen, it's getting hot. It's getting to be like 90 to 100 degrees outside. Don't leave this in your car because it will get ruined. After that, I have an overview of the host rewards in here. I literally printed this from our workstation, so you can find this on the workstation. I have a join special or a join flyer in here. It talks about hosting and joining. You can get these from the Scentsy Family store as well. I think it's called Scentsy Success now. I'll always say Family Store because that's what it was to me whenever I first joined. But anyway, you can get those from the Scentsy Success store. Now, this is something that I have posted in the file section of our group. I print these every new catalog season because these are like a Bible for your host. I talk to them about this before they get this, and I'm like, make sure you look through this, and so they'll know, they'll kind of have an idea of what to expect before, but this is like their guide, I guess, to having an amazing party. But I just print this off. This is a file that was shared by another leader, and it is in our file section. This goes over the rewards here, shipping, how you can join, and then on the back here, I just tape my business card in there with some washi tape. So next, because I have this one ready to go for June, I have included one of my flyers. You all saw these the other day. This was my Happy Meal for June. This was something I included in there. I printed off a flyer for all of the Bring Back My Bar scents. And then on the back, a small description on Scentsy Club. So that's in there because this is for a June party. Then I have two full-size catalogs with the monthly special flyer in between. I have two full-size catalogs in here in case your host wants to keep one. The monthly specials flyer. And then I have the order forms. And again, I just print my order forms from the workstation. You can print them off. You don't have to buy them. And this is something that I do. You don't have to do this. It is considered a personal special. But I have a little thing on the front here, and it says, need more order forms? Feel free to make copies of blank ones or let me know and I can get you some more. P.S. If all order forms are filled out completely at the top, you get a special gift from me when your party is delivered. So that's something special that I do for my host, because we've talked about this before. We always want to get as much information as possible. If you don't know why, it's because if a customer were to go on Scentsy.com and they're like, well, I can't remember that girl that I bought Scentsy from before. I know it was through a party for my friend, but I can't remember who the consultant was. It's okay, I'll just go to Scentsy.com and order. And then they place a $200 order. If you get all of their information, whenever they go to check out, Scentsy.com is going to assign them a consultant. And it's going to be based on their location if they have never purchased Scentsy before or another consultant does not have their information in the workstation. So you want to make sure you get as much information as possible. Email, phone number, address, all of that. You want all of that information. And I reward my host for giving me that. And I usually, the reward that I give is the bar that I include in the bag. So that's something else that I include in here. It's usually either a Scent of the Month bar. This one is Spring Has Sprung. This was my last one of that left, so I just threw that in there. But more commonly than not, it is a Scent of the Month bar for either that month or one of the previous months that you can still order. So that's in there. I also include in mine, because I absolutely love these things and my customers have been loving them too, I include a mini fan diffuser so that they can try it out for their own selves. I have that in here for them to try out, and some pods. So, Jimmy time, yum! But I have this in there for them to try out as well, because, you know, if you can try the products, you're going to want them so that you can have them for yourself, right? So if you put something in there for them to try as well, then, you know, that could easily boost some sales. Now, some other options that you can include in your bag parties. I know with the $99 starter kit right now, you get all kinds of extra brochures. Body brochures, laundry brochures, all kinds of brochures. You can throw those in here. You can put a pet brochure. I actually had a pet brochure in here and it didn't come back, so I'm going to have to replace that, and I actually just noticed that. But after that stuff, I just have the testers, and this is every single tester that is in our catalog right now. Everything is in here for them to smell. The big Mama Jammas are good for new hosts, someone who maybe they've ordered once, maybe twice, but you don't know if they've smelled all of the scents. Now, this is not something that I would give out to just anybody, because like I said, this is about $70 worth of testers here that I'm trusting as a business owner in someone else's hands. So if you are not comfortable with that, or maybe you only have one set of testers, you know what you can do? Go through the catalog. We have different categories for scents right now. Go through the catalog, pick 2 or 3 scents from each category, and make mini bag parties that way. That is absolutely something you can do with one set of testers. That can make 5 bag parties. So something that I do whenever transition time comes, I order 3 sets of transition testers. One set goes in my big Mama Jamma that I can have for those special people who have never maybe used Scentsy before, or I can have them for when I have a home party. Then my other 2 sets of testers go in bags like this. This is another bag from the Scentsy family store, and this is just a waiting testers. It has everything else in there. Or if you don't have these and you don't have the means to buy fancy bags like these, If you have ordered any of our collections that come in these mesh bags, this is the mesh bag from the Fantasy Wax collection. You can put them in here too. Those work out perfectly as well. Something else that I done in my earlier days as a consultant, I done pencil bag parties. So the pencil bags for binders, whenever it comes back to school time, those usually are like anywhere from 10 to 50 cents each. I grabbed about 5 of those and I had those all put together. Just like I said before, I had one set of testers at that time. I picked a few from each category, stuck them in there, and off it went. And that is how I've done my bag parties for a very long time. I don't want you to feel like this is me saying you need to go buy 10 sets of testers and you need to have all of these fancy things ready to go. If you're just starting off, do what you can. Don't spend all kinds of money on something when you don't know for sure if it's going to pay off. So my advice to you is to try it out first before you invest all kinds of money into it. Try something small to see if that's going to work for you. I personally love bag parties. They are a huge lifeline for my business. Just like with online parties, how we talked about hostess coaching, with those, you also want to hostess coach with bag parties. Be in contact with your host. Check and see how she's doing. Maybe she needs some more order forms. You can check in and say, hey, how are you liking that mini fan diffuser and pods? Ask her where she is as far as reaching her party goals. Throw in the conversation about, hey, you're literally doing my job for me. Is this something that you would want to pursue? Because what you're doing right now could earn you your starter kit. The beautiful thing about bag parties is you can make them your own. So that's all I have for you this time. Bag parties are so easy, guys. You've got to try it out. In the next round of videos, I'm going to start new consultant training. There will be a house party video coming later in the future, but we have so many new consultants on our team right now. I want to make sure you guys know everything that you need to know. So the next video, we are going to start on some new consultant training, and I'm so excited to start that with you guys. I'm so proud of everyone on Team Shout It Out. We are up to a team of 92. That's the biggest we've ever been, and I'm so proud of every single one of you who have went out and grown your business this month. Until next time, goodbye.